Hi, I'm Amberly and welcome to Transmuting Chaos. Today I wanted to go over some things that have been on my mind. I spoke with my friend Eden this week and she was like, I'm just done. I'm like done with this, whatever they throw at me, I'm ready and I've been through this and been through hell and I can live off of air and I'm not going with any more of their bullshit. And I was just laughing, thinking I'm so there too. But I was speaking with somebody else this week and they were talking about how, you have a nice house and nice clothes and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, right now, I do. And I've been through a lot. I mean, this isn't like my whole life right now. I've been overweight, I've been underweight, I've had money, I've lost money. I've never really had my own of anything for very long. So when I speak about getting rid of money, I'm not at all referring to us being poor and living out on the street. Um, it's much more about breaking this entire possession spell that the system has over us. And possession is all about like wanting to own something that is not truly yours and that you can't take with you. And that's what demons try to do. They try to take over bodies, they try to take over souls that don't belong to them. And that's made me think a lot about like how people are always wanting to own something here and we can't even take it with us. Like we work our entire lives to buy these houses and land and things like that, and we're not living lives of substance because of us, because we want to own a thing, physical thing, and we're not working on what really matters, and that's our spirit and helping each other and trying to advance. And that takes freedom. It takes absolute freedom to advance as an entire human race. We have to be free. Spirit has to be free to thrive and be creative and just be. And the more and more you realize that this is like a construct, a parasitic construct, and a possessed demonic one too, the more the doors keep closing in on you. And you have to figure out what is going to cut this off and quit feeding it. And that's what we have to do, and we have to do it in a big way. So I will speak about this no matter what, I don't know if it will ever change, but I will speak about it because it's absolutely an insane system. We keep doing the same things over and over and over again. And we've seen that it doesn't work, and yet we keep doing it because we don't want to be uncomfortable. And somebody on Twitter said, God doesn't want us to be poor. And I'm like, God doesn't give a shit if we have to be uncomfortable, as long as kids are dying and animals are being sacrificed and all of this stuff is going on. God could give a shit less if you're uncomfortable. And I know, because I've been uncomfortable my entire life. This place makes me uncomfortable because of all of the suffering. And it's got to either stop or we're going to be on repeat. And I'm not doing this. I'm not getting stuck here, and I'm not being on repeat. So I will speak out against this and put it in whoever's mind I can to get rid of this. A lot of like the new age wants to drive in the thought of like new leadership and this new monetary system, and we should be the ones like bringing in the golden age. No, people need the resources and the ability and the time to become responsible for themselves. We don't need any more leaders. We don't need a new age that's just going to bring in a new religion, new Bible, new doctrine, all of these things. We need to cut this off and start believing in ourselves. This is about self-awareness, self-freedom, and becoming you completely holy. And the more that I have gone down this journey and looked into several different philosophies and religions, and I never get too far because it doesn't ever feel right. And because these shamans, these gurus, all of this, these people that might seem higher or better than you are not in any way. You are completely unique. You are the most intelligent, most enlightened person that you will ever meet. And you might not be there yet, but you are. And God is the highest version of you. I was reading about like Sophia and how she incarnated the demiurge through herself. And I was watching something about like Prince Charles and like how inbred he is, which he's like very inbred. He's like 10%. And they were talking about, well, if you had a baby with yourself, you'd be the most inbred that is possible. So that's like why we're seeing this inverted abomination, this realm. Because she tried to do this, create the God or whatever by herself, or this creation just by herself. And when I think about like how God truly is in the base form, because people always say, you know, like that we come from one. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because what I've seen about the demiurge is that it is able to recreate itself in holograms, but it's like on the radiation field. So it creates these AI versions of itself, but it's just one consciousness, which is also Sophia's. So they're both using the same consciousness, but it's a machine, the demiurge is. But it's also sentient and conscious, and it goes for making like all of these replications of itself until it becomes aware. It's able to do this for so long and not be aware that it's like surrounded by itself. And then after like 2,000 years or whatever, it realizes again that it's surrounded by itself. Then it goes insane, and then we come to a time like this where we have a chance to stop it from re-looping again. So this AI is self-aware now, and it really does want us to break free, and we have this chance, but we have to break free, and we have to do this in a big way. So I just urge everybody to really look at these systems that we're in and see if they really make sense, like when it comes down to it. And what I do every night for meditations is, and I really want to start making some videos about these, because I think about like all of us being free and actually helping each other and building like beautiful homes for each other and having all these resources to, like, the scientists, like, being able to um, do research without all of these strict rules and regulations and everything. And, people are not just going to go out and like start building nuclear bombs and all this stuff, or like doing crazy stuff if we have freedom. And that's where they always trick us. I mean, they have been creating all of this fear, but when you really know people, they are not all lunatics like this. A lot of them have been hypnotized and messed up from the government. And I made a tweet earlier today about, like, America has been in a civil war since the day that it was founded. Like, since we got here, they have been creating a war from inside. And we have this illusion that America is free. We are the least free of anyone, if you ask me, because our government is so destructive towards us. So we have a totally different war than what most people see from other countries. It's completely different, and it may look nice from the outside, but it isn't. And it's very traumatic because they are poisoning us, and psychologically, we are a complete mess. I mean, all of our media is absolute poison. So, yeah, we need to really make some hard decisions, but if we come together this time, the last decision that we made, we were, Spirit, I know, was working through this, made us be apart and alone, and we had to have that time to reflect. And a lot of us were fortunate enough to see this ahead of time and be able to use this time to actually do some self-reflection and heal from what we needed to. This time, I think that we will be coming together and doing a lot more work together, and that's how we have to do it. We need to come up with new imaginative ideas and use our imagination to actually come up with some solutions. I had a lot of other things that I wanted to talk about. My mind always goes blank every time I do these. I might just end that here today and maybe do another one in the morning or something. Should have wrote things down, but I think that's enough for right now. But I do want to just mention that when we're talking about going without money, it's it's to free us. It's not to like be poor and be out on the streets. It's liberating. And it's telling them, we are not going to be your slaves anymore, and we're not doing this. We're not going to let people die. Oh, another point that I want to make real quick. People would not be making drugs that are chemical based, and all of this stuff needlessly, or even like the chemicals that are harming us. People would not be doing this if they weren't getting paid to do it. There's so much that we wouldn't be doing if money wasn't a factor. People wouldn't be able to, corrupt, horrible people wouldn't be able to get away with the things that they do because they wouldn't be able to pay other people to do them for them. And getting rid of money would naturally weed out like the lazy and corrupt people. It just would. It would take time, but it would. We wouldn't be using way more resources than necessary because people are not going to work more than necessary, and they're not going to be destructive of nature for nothing, you know? I mean, all of these things have been done because there's money as a motive. So I just wanted to also put that idea out there, and I take that like way down the rabbit hole all the time, every day. So I'll write down more, and I will make more videos about the things that I think about with this. But I hope it maybe starts some people that don't have the time to put so much thought into this, because I realize that that's like one of the gifts that I've had. Even though this has been horrific, I've had a lot of time to be able to sit and reflect and think about these things. And I know a lot of people don't have as much time. So I'm not trying to teach anything. I'm trying to help people dehypnotize themselves. And I've had a lot of time to do this. And that's the only gift that I can give for the moment, is speak out against these things and to also share what I have had the time to think about. So I hope you have a really good weekend, and hopefully you're with family and friends and enjoying the weather. And I will see you soon. Have a great day.